Now we're rolling. Damage Plan MMA podcast. I am Jason. As always, my co-host, Mr. Zack Partridge.
What up?
With the early morning edition of the Damage Plan MMA podcast.
I had to wake up early for this, Thomas.
Is it too? Is it,
afternoon? So
is it too early for a monster?
No,
never too early.
For a monster. You can have us 24/7. It's all right.
24/7, baby. Welcome back, Thomas. Appreciate you joining us once again.
Yeah. I'm excited to hopefully fight as a result of this. After this podcast this time. So
the last time you were on, different opponent though, right? We get a different opponent.
It was a different opponent.
It was Marco Sanchez, right?
Yeah.
Was it Marco? Okay.
Marco Sanchez, and it was the show that got canceled. The first show that got canceled as the pandemic. So, yeah. So now my first fight back. Hopefully, it got canceled once. So hopefully this one.
I think we're good.
I think we're good, bro. I really do. I think these fights this weekend at the Maverick Center, once those go off, that should be just like a huge sigh of relief for all the SteelFist guys. I think to be like, okay, we got one. And I think Kevin and Pat did a pretty good job of getting everything secured and safe and good to go.
Yeah.
So what's training like been for you all this time, man?
It's been pretty good. The last month has been rough. My family's been quarantined. They got COVID back at the very start of February, and so I just barely got out of quarantine because my wife tested positive, and then the kids tested positive. Right at the end of the first quarantine. So yeah. Now. Yesterday was my first day back at work, and so a little bit shorter of training. I've just been mostly doing workouts at home and shadow boxing as a result of that. But I did a really good training before that, and now I'm looking forward to getting some really good training again for the last 2 weeks. So
yeah, you got a couple weeks, right?
Yeah.
But. Yeah,
Jason.
I was just going to say Zack and I have been talking about this upcoming fight with you and Cole Shafer for a minute now on the podcast, and it's probably one of the higher level pro MMA fights that I think you're going to see on the local scene.
Yeah,
and we're excited. You guys actually have a little bit of history because you guys fought in the amateur ranks.
Mm-hmm.
And that was what 4 or 5 years ago.
He was my third fight. Yeah, probably about 5 years ago, I want to say. Yeah.
Have you guys, I'm sure you guys have kind of followed each other, being that you're in the same weight class.
We talk to each other periodically, and he's a good guy, and I followed his fights, and we keep in touch. Actually, right after our first fight, we actually, I went up to Heber and trained with him for
nice
a little bit. But yeah, good guy. I'm just looking forward to having another shot fighting him and putting on a great show. So,
all right.
Yeah.
I think it's gonna be. I keep saying I know how hard you train, and I know how hard Cole trains and how serious you guys take it and where your goals are. And when you guys put in the work and have the goals where you guys think it is. So I keep telling people, everybody's talking about this Fierce card and the pros that are on it, and it's going to be a lot of fun. And there's a lot of big names and this and that. But I'm telling people, I'm like, the pro fight that, and I'm looking forward to all of them, not one more than the other. But there's this pro fight on this SteelFist card that's coming up. It's freaking awesome. Like, I hope people realize, what a treat it is, because I really believe that you and Cole are both going places in this sport, and it's great fight. It's not that it shouldn't happen, but it's like it almost feels like it's a fight that should happen like for your fourth or fifth or sixth pro fight for like a belt or something. You know what I mean? Like,
I actually last time I was on your podcast, I mentioned that I was like, listen, I want to move up in the middleweights. Professionally, and then I would like to fight Cole for the title, but it happened a bit sooner than I was expecting. So
well, it's crazy too, right? Because of the pandemic. So he was supposed to fight Tracy Hardy, I believe, and you were supposed to fight Marco, and then Tracy moves to Texas, and then Marco and Cole were supposed to fight for a sec, and then it was and then fights got canceled, and then Marco got on this Fierce card, and then this happened early.
Yeah.
Is it safe to say that the middleweight division is probably one of the top divisions in Utah? Like, we got some stacked middleweights.
I think so.
Why do you think I'm moving to welterweight?
Good choice, Zach. Very good choice. Wise choice. Yeah, it's like a killer's row, man, here.
Yeah, man. We've got some really good fighters out here in the middleweight division, so I love seeing it.
There's no easy fights, that's for sure.
No, just a lot of fun ones. A lot of if we put on shows, then we get paid. So I'm looking forward to it.
So I just got to ask, so the last fight, you seen it. It was a good back and forth, and Cole got the win. What do you think that you can learn from that fight that'll help you in this fight, or do you think that it's been so long and you're both different fighters, so just throw it out?
I learned from that fight. I realized I really needed to work on my boxing because honestly, I'm trying to remember that fight. I mean, it was a few years ago, so it's hard to. But from my memory, I don't remember him actually taking me down. I just got knocked down because of his boxing, and then that's when he was able to get on top of me. But I felt like our grappling was pretty on par. It was just he had the edge on boxing. But I don't think that's going to be the case this time. I've been really working on my striking. Have a great striking coach, and every fight my striking has been getting way better. So I feel like I've got a pretty good shot at being able to beat him stand up, and I'm not too scared being on the ground either. So, but yeah, that's the lesson I learned from the first one. As far as later fights go, like I remember I found video of him fighting Zack Cavender, who I also fought, but
I noticed that. Yeah, you guys.
that was another fight I learned a lot from between them. But I know he's been growing, so I'm keeping my mind open still, seeing what he can be doing too. So, yeah.
So I have a question because I kind of pulled up the middleweight scene here in Utah.
Yeah.
Just the list of it in Tapology. Not looking past Cole by any means, but it's like I'm talking the future of your career path that you want to go on. Say we get fights going and we could all become active fighters again.
Yeah.
How many fights do you really think you can do here in Utah before you have to go somewhere else? Because I'm just looking and it's like, man, there's just not a lot of guys too, but they're all good.
Yeah.
Yeah. The group is good. It's just, yeah, you're right. There's not a huge amount. I honestly don't know his name. There's a guy who has a pretty good record in the middleweight division, and my coach tried to talk Kevin and Pat into making this a middleweight title fight anyway. But that guy has like 17 wins under his belt, so he's gonna actually get the. He very likely could get a shot. So I'll probably in this local circuit, I'm expecting maybe 2 more fights. And then I'll have to move on though. So I mean, SteelFist will always be my home. So my fights. So as long as I don't have a conflicting contract, I'm sure I'd be happy to fight for him still. But
yeah. I just have these names, So you have Marco Sanchez, right?
Yeah.
He's around.
Who fights tomorrow night?
Who fights tomorrow night? But like Aaron Thompson, he's been around a bit. Nick Martinez is around a bit. Eric Munoz, who you fought, I don't know if he's done or not, but I know he's getting pretty close. If he's not,
I know he retired shortly after you took the amateur title, middleweight.
Yeah.
And then
came back.
And then he came out of retirement to fight heavyweight pro. That threw me off.
Yeah. And Mike Jones, who I think is still retired. And it's like, it's like, there's maybe only like, you guys will kind of fight each other and it just
time to move on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and I guess there's a couple amateurs that are coming here soon too, maybe, but
yeah.
No, it's awesome. So what, do you have any teammates or anything fighting on this SteelFist card with you?
Yeah. I'm trying to remember which ones are actually staying on the card. But my guys at EGBAR had a handful of people there. There's Robbie Miner. He's fighting for an amateur title.
He's fighting my Zack's teammate.
Oh yeah. Yeah. My team always keeps on fighting your team. What the heck?
They're trying to line it up. That's why I'm moving down to welterweight, so I don't have to fight you.
Shoot, that's why I moved to middleweight. No more light heavies for me. Those guys are huge.
They're big guys. I mean, you look at a guy like Zack Cavender. Those are big light heavyweights. They're not small guys. And
he's jacked at 225, and so.
Oh yeah. I was kind of surprised he didn't stay at heavyweight after that fight last year with Eric. I thought for sure he would stay there, but
yeah.
Hey, I mean, maybe light heavyweight's the way to go. Speaking of EGBAR, you guys got quite the fight team down there.
Yeah,
they've been making some noise. That last SteelFist card, Zack and I talked about it. There was 3 or 4 guys on there with I don't even think they had one fight under their belt, and those guys look damn impressive, man.
Yeah. No, they were good. They've been training for a while, and I mean, Dane is a very good coach. And if you looked at his MMA career, he really did a great job. Just had to retire early. I think due to like injuries, but that happens. It's a fight game, but he is a top-notch coach and fighter, and he's really created a great team there. So
yeah, they got a good squad down there.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Are you going to be at the fights tomorrow? Are you going to the the Fierce Fighting card tomorrow?
No, I was planning on just streaming it. So paying that, I think is like $20.
Yeah.
So yeah, I was planning on just doing that. But yeah, no, I'm looking forward to seeing him. I've got a few guys like Steven Seiler, the previous teammate of mine, and I've grappled with Jason South and all those guys. So I've got a lot of friends that are fighting on that card. So
if you're a part of Utah MMA, it seems like everybody will have connection to this card in some way.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
So honestly, I'm just so pumped to see Seiler and South fighting again, because I want to say South retired like 5 years.
I think it was 5 years ago. He just posted. I saw 5 years ago.
And I feel like it's been probably a couple of years since Seiler fought too. So
what was it? I think Seiler fought PFL.
He was in PFL.
Gabe, I'll send you the link after the podcast, Gabe.
Yeah, it's been a minute though.
Yeah, in fact, I got to go give Jason South his fight shorts. I had my printer print some logos on for him. It was supposed to be for the November and then the card got pushed back, and out of sight, out of mind. My printer's like, "Hey, I still have these shorts here." I'm like, "You guys might need these for tomorrow."
Could be useful.
Yeah, might be a little useful, unless you want to go in there in basketball shorts, I guess.
No.
Hey, Thomas, you ready for this?
Yeah.
Your fight with Zack Cavender, because I was just looking up some. That was the first live MMA show I'd ever been to.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
That is when I just started taking my kid to One Hit, and I hadn't even started training yet.
Oh, wow. That fight was probably my worst performance ever.
No, I mean, I don't even remember all the fights. It was just such a blur. But I went to those fights and I signed up the next Monday and I was like, I want to do this.
That's awesome.
Isn't that crazy that if you look at that, you guys were the first fight of the night on that card?
I know.
And now look at you guys. You guys are like two of the top guys in Utah mixed martial arts. That's crazy.
That's awesome.
So good. Well, cool, man. Do you have any sponsors or anybody you want to give a shout out to?
Wanted to give a shout out to EGBAR, Jiu-Jitsu, Ravian, their heated jacket company. They've always treated me really well. And those are just my two sponsors I wanted to give a shout out to. Oh, and obviously Premier Martial Arts is the company I work for right now. It's mostly focused on self-defense and kids martial arts.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah, so really cool system. Really good, makes martial arts fun and gets a large group of kids there, or as many as the pandemic will let us have. But yeah, no, it's a really good crew. So those are the.
Where's Premier Martial Arts out of?
So we have a location in Riverton. The location I'll be running will be in Draper in the next few months. Still working out with the construction workers and everything, but right now the only location for the group that I work for is in Riverton. So over off by the In-N-Out off 126th.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yep.
Very cool.
Awesome, man. Well, we look forward to seeing you back in the cage, and it's going to be an exciting night. Good luck. Any predictions on how the fight's going to end?
Dude, it is up in the air. Like based on the last fight I had with him, it was a really phenomenal fight. We've both grown a lot, and honestly, I could see it going anywhere from me winning on the ground to me winning standing up to him. Same for him. I give it 50-50 for each of us.
I love it, man. You guys are both studs, and you guys are both studs. We look forward to that one.
All the respect in the world to both of you guys. That's it. That is a great fight to headline a big comeback show for SteelFist.
Awesome. March 13th, SteelFist, baby.
Yes, sir. All right.
Thomas, thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.